This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack daily challenge. So in the first line of our input, we are given the values of R and C. So here the value of R is equal to 5 and C is equal to 8. So we are given a 5 cross 8 integer matrix as input. And after that we are given 3 integers x, y and k. So the value of x and y is 2, 2 and k is equal to 3. So now we have to form a submatrix. So the values of x and y is nothing but the top left corner of the submatrix. So here x is equal to 2 and y is also equal to 2. So second row and second column. So in this given matrix, the integer present at the index second row and second column is 64. So first I will highlight it in red color. And the value of k is the size of submatrix. So we know the top left corner and we know the size of the submatrix. So the size of the submatrix is 3. So from this we have to add 3 columns and 3 rows. Only then we will be able to form a 3 cross 3 square submatrix. So now first I will highlight the square submatrix in red color. So this is our submatrix which we need to be flipping. So now we have found the submatrix and now our task is to flip this submatrix. So after flipping, this submatrix should be in such a way that the last row should be the first row and then the last second should be the first second row. So like that the rows should be completely reversed. So in our expected output we can see that we have printed the revised submatrix. So here we can see that 17, 20, 84 is the first row in that submatrix, which was earlier the last row, and then the middle row is remaining as such, and then 64, 35, 95 was initially the first row, but now it has become the last row. So what has happened is we have just reversed all the rows of the submatrix. So this is our task. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating some integer variables R, C, X, Y and K. And in the first line we are given only 2 integers R and C. So using a scanf statement I am accepting the values of R and C. And after accepting the values of R and C, I am creating a 2-dimensional array named mat in which we will be storing our input matrix. So using a nested loop I am accepting the R cross C integers and I am storing it into mat. So after that we are given the values of X, Y and K. So again using a scanf we are accepting the values of X, Y and K. So now we have stored our matrix from the index 0, but the values of X and Y will be in such a way that it will be starting from 1. So we have to decrease the value of both X and Y. So I am doing X minus minus and Y minus minus. So now we are going to implement our logic. So what we are going to do is that we are going to iterate through the first half rows of the given submatrix. So if the submatrix is of size 4, then we are going to iterate through only the first 2 rows. So while iterating through each and every row, we are going to swap it with its respective row from last. That is, if we are going to iterate through the first row, then we are going to swap the integers present in the last first row. So if we are going to iterate through the second row, then we are going to swap the integers present in the last second row. So like that we are going to swap the integers and reverse the given submatrix. So in order to do that, first we have to find the last row. So I am creating an integer variable named last row and I am storing the value x plus k minus 1. So we are doing x plus k minus 1 because we know that the top left of the given submatrix is x comma y. So x is the starting row and the size of the submatrix is k. So x plus k minus 1 will be the last row. So the minus 1 is because we have stored the values from 0. So that is why minus 1. So now we have determined the last row. So now we are going to iterate through the first half rows of the given submatrix. So I am creating a nested loop. So here we can see that the I loop starts from x and the j loop starts from y. And the j loop iterates from j less than y plus k. Because it is a k cross k submatrix. So from y till y plus k. So that will be the columns. But we are going to iterate through only the first half rows, because while iterating through every row we will be swapping simultaneously. So the iterating through first half rows is alone enough. So x is the starting and then x plus k will be the total number of rows, but we are going to iterate through only the first half. So x plus k by 2. So that is why we have given the condition I less than x plus k by 2. So in every iteration of this nested loop, as we have already said, we should be swapping the integers. So while iterating through the first row, it should be swapped with the last first row. While iterating through the second row, it should be swapped with the last second row. That is, first and last first should be swapped, and then second and last second should be swapped. So in every iteration of this loop, we have to swap the integers present at the index ij, and so after the execution of this j loop, the row would have been completely swapped with its respective row from last. So next we have to move to the previous row. So we are executing the condition last row minus minus. So in the first iteration, the first and last first row will be swapped, and in the next iteration, the second and the last second row will be swapped. So like this, the rows will be swapped. So finally, after the execution of this ij loop, our matrix, the submatrix would have been revised. So now we have to print the complete revised matrix, which will be the required output. So this is the logic to solve today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.